Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Previews Reviews, which takes a look at comic books coming into stores starting in August 2014. I'm Kevin Hickey.
And I am Ricky Lima.
And Ricky, could you please tell the fine folks out there where this awesome video program is coming to them from?
This video program is coming to them from Brampton, Ontario, Canada, from the Sidekick store in lovely, lovely Brampton Court. Look at that. The home of the coolest people and the 6 in 6s.
That's right, 6 and 6s. A lot of people making fun of me because I referred to this axis as 6s. But come on, look at the font.
It looks like 6.
How is that an axis? That's 6s. What, because there's a line going through it? How come the line applies when you're looking at it this way?
And wouldn't the I be a T then? Right?
Exactly.
So,
no regrets. No regrets. 6s, we're on to you. I think it's some subliminal messaging. They're like,
I think so.
They're like, it's a 6-part event, and we want you to buy all 6 issues. So it'll make you think that you're looking at Axis, but you're really looking at the number 6, which is going to predispose you to buying all 6 issues.
Yeah.
That's just a theory. Marvel is brainwashing us all. Previews is the magazine that most comic shops use to order in their pop culture items, including the comic books, which we will be going over today. So have a look through this catalog in your local comic shop if you want to know what will be coming down the pipes in 2 months' time as far as comics go. We're going to get it started off, Ricky, with a book by DC Comics, written by Grant Morrison. This was announced like over a year ago from DC Comics, and we hadn't heard anything about it in a long time, but now we're finally getting the scoop on what it's going to be all about. It is the Multiversity, issue number 1. The biggest adventure in DC's history is here. Join visionary writer Grant Morrison, today's most talented artists, and a cast of unforgettable characters from 52 alternative Earths of the known DC universe. Prepare to meet the Vampire League of Earth-43, the Justice Riders of Earth-18, Super Demon Doc Fate, the Super Sons of Superman and Batman, the Rampaging Retaliators of Earth-8, the Atomic Knights of Justice, Dino Cop, Sister Miracle, Lady Quark, and the Legion of Savannahs, the Nazi New Reichsman of Earth-10, and the latest, greatest superhero of Earth Prime, you! Comprising 6 complete adventures, each set in a different parallel universe, plus a 2-part framing story and a comprehensive guidebook to the many worlds of the multiverse. The Multiversity is more than just a multi-part comic book series. It's a cosmos-spanning, soul-shaking experience that puts you on the front line in the battle for all creation against the demonic destroyers known as the Gentry. In issue number 1, penciled by superstar artist Ivan Rice, President Superman of Earth-23 uncovers a threat to all reality so apocalyptic it will take a team of incredible heroes from across the multiverse to face it, including Captain Carrot, like you've never seen him before. But even with a multitude of alternative worlds to choose from, where every variation is possible, can anyone hope to prevail against the onslaught of the ultimate evil and undying hatred in the unstoppable form of a one-time cosmic defender with unimaginable powers? Join us, if you dare, for the beginning of the Multiversity.
Whoa, man. That's good. That's crazy.
What do you think of all this, man?
First, it's not only shaking DC to the core, it's shaking his readers to their soul.
Shaking our universe itself to its very core.
It's affecting us. It sounds really grand, and I'm sure Grant Morrison can make it sound really grand.
In 6 issues? Well, 8 issues. This is going to be an 8-issue series.
Yes.
It's composed of 6 one-shots, each taking a look at a different universe.
Yeah.
And then 2 issues that are,
you
know.
Well, it also says they're 48 pages, so they look like double issues each.
Yeah, each issue will have a main story and a backup story.
Crazy, man. So they're going to be $4.99 each? Oh,
yeah, at least $4.99 each. How do you think, when they say that you, the reader, is going to be involved, do you think it's going to be like a choose-your-own-adventure comic? Because that would be pretty badass.
That would be pretty sweet.
If Grant Morrison came up with a choose-your-own-adventure DC, like, you know, multiverse event, I would be pretty impressed.
It would be cool in a weekly book or a monthly book, because then you're like, oh, you choose this, wait till next month, and you're like, ah.
Or like, go back to issue 1. and you have to like go back.
Whoa.
Well, we just revolutionized comics, man.
Pretty much.
The next story arc of Black Hole Hunters Club needs to be Choose Your Own Adventure. All right. So yeah, this is the event that they've been talking about for quite some time. It's Grant Morrison's. They said that it's his love letter to the multiverses of the DC universe.
Do you think this is them bringing back the multiverse? Like I know.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So the new 52, they're like, no more multiverse, and now they're like, I'm bringing it back.
It's kind of a multiverse. Plus, spoilers for those of you who didn't see the end of Forever Evil. Cover your ears right now, but in the final page of Forever Evil, the Anti-Monitor rears his ugly head, which could mean that there's a crisis afoot. There could be another crisis coming. So the Anti-Monitor always factors in very heavily to any DC crisis.
That's news to me.
Well, you haven't been reading DC Comics. It's Captain Carrot. You excited about Captain Carrot?
Oh yeah, especially because he's like no other version of himself. I don't know. Is Captain Carrot like a big character?
He's not like a huge character. He's got a cult following, but...
Weird.
Yeah. All right. So that is the Multiversity. Be sure to pick that one up starting in August.
Up next, we have The Fade Out by Image Comics. The first project from their groundbreaking 5-year deal at Image will have Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips fans, old and new, at the edge of their seats, as they weave an epic crime story unlike anything they've done before. Hollywood 1948, a noir film stuck in endless reshoots. A writer plagued with nightmares from the war and a dangerous secret. An up-and-coming starlet's suspicious death. And a maniacal studio mogul and a security chief who will do anything to keep the cameras rolling before the post-war boom days come crashing down. The Fade Out is the most ambitious series yet from award-winning noir masters.
All right. So The Fade Out, a noir tale about 1940s Hollywood post-war, about a writer. So what do you think about this?
Usually I'm like against writers writing about writers and stuff, because it tends to be like, oh man, writing is such a noble profession. But I mean, I don't know, this seems like it could be okay. Like the art's really cool. Ed Brubaker obviously knows what he's doing when it comes to noir. So,
as does Sean Phillips with the art, as you said, the art is really, really something special. I think this book is going to be a winner. People are going to buy it. People love writing about Hollywood in like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, like
right?
what, Satellite Sam? And
Satellite Sam was about TV, but wasn't it?
Yeah, same kind of situation, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think of this deal? This 5 years, they can do whatever they want. What do you think of that?
I think it's a smart one. I think that between the two...
Smart one for who?
For both Image and Brubaker and Phillips. The stories that these guys must have inside their heads, just waiting to make their way to the printed page. There's probably no better place for them to express that stuff than with Image Comics right now. It's all creator-owned stuff. Image is hot right now. They got a lot of really great titles. And if the goal is to eventually get some of their stuff on the big screen, Image is the place to do that, to make its debut. And so many comics nowadays are just being picked up by Hollywood before even an issue of it comes out or is released to the public. Some projects get picked up that you look at and you think, oh, they're taking a crappy comic and they're going to make a crappy movie out of it. Whereas other comics that are really good, will go by without ever making its way to the big screen.
It's true.
This is something that I don't see becoming a movie. I mean, because it would be a movie about movies and the movie industry, and I don't know, Hollywood seems to not like that too much. But
we'll I'm just worried that this deal is like too easy on Ed Brubaker. Like, there's no, there's no.
I think they've proven themselves though enough.
But I mean, if you say, "Hey, do whatever you want, whatever," and then it's like, well,
I'm sure you can't just They can't just do whatever they want. They still have editors, and
I'm pretty sure you can do whatever you want.
Well,
which it sucks, Like you
why does that suck? As a writer, wouldn't you want the ability to just write whatever you like?
I personally would.
Because in your mind, you've got to be thinking that the stuff that you're putting out there is good stuff. So how can you say that?
Well, because
isn't this the ultimate goal
to
get a?
Not for me.
No,
because like
wow,
you need like I mean a lot of people have a lot of ideas and only the good ones stick. And if you're allowed to do whatever you want, then it's like you're like yeah, this is easy to do, so I'll just pick this crappy idea.
We're making a lot of assumptions about this deal, like that you know, we just assume that they get to do whatever they want, but
very true.
You know, we haven't seen the contracts or anything like that. Yeah. We don't know what the editorial arrangements are.
But if you go through the process and you're worried that's not going to get picked up, then you try harder and you do.
But is that the ultimate goal now, to get something picked up to be made into a movie or TV series?
For some people, yeah.
What about for you?
It depends on like what I'm doing. Like Black Wonders Club, I don't know if I'd want that to be a movie. Like
why?
I don't know.
Somebody comes to you and says, "Here's $20,000. We're gonna make this a movie on like community access television."
Done.
You do it?
The cheesier the better.
Ricky's really big into community access television, by the way. Yeah. It's like the only viewer that they have. Yeah. Anyways, interesting points. You know, interesting to get a writer's perspective on this. Headline is Ricky would like red tape and you know, restrictions placed on his creativity. I think that's what it all comes down to.
To an extent.
All right, next up, also from Image Comics, we have Wayward, issue number 1. Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a new generation. Rory Lane is trying to start a new life when she reunites with her mother in Japan, but ancient creatures lurking in the shadows of Tokyo sense something hidden deep within her, threatening everything she holds dear. Can Rory unlock the secrets of her power before it's too late? Jim Zub, Steve Cummings, and John Rauch team up to create an all-new Image supernatural spectacle that combines the camaraderie and emotion of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with the action and mystery of Hellboy. Don't miss it.
Ooh. They honestly could just end the copy at Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a new generation and be like, okay.
That's all that they would need?
Yeah.
I think the Tokyo part of it, for me, is what's cool about it.
Yeah.
Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a new generation, that's all fine and good. There have been a lot of comics or, you know, shows or something that's come along touting the next like strong young female fighter of the paranormal. But yeah, the whole fact that this is happening on the streets of Tokyo, I think that's what more does it for me, because I think that brings a lot of different things to the equation that you wouldn't normally see in other books.
Do you think like the monsters would be all like Japanese?
Oh, they totally will. Well, look at some of the artwork from it. It's all like, you know, every monster is like some form of dragon or you know, mythical Japanese god creature. So I think it's an opportunity to get a lot you know, more into the Japanese horror aesthetic than, you know, our traditional North American view on horror, which is cool. And it's written by Jim Zub, who you know, Toronto native. So yeah, this book has my interest peaked, and it'll be coming out late August, and the first issue is going to be 32 pages, which you know, quite hefty for a new comic book. It's going to cost $3.50 US, so not bad.
Okay, so up next we have an interesting comic called Steven Universe. A comic about a boy and his friends living in a small beach community who just happens to have magical powers and fight monsters on the side. Fans of Adventure Time and Sailor Moon are going to dig this series presented in a zine-like format of mini-comics, recipes, games, and more. Steven really wants to enter the annual Beach City bike race, but everyone else is a little worried. Steven just makes the cutoff for age, which means the other bikers will be a lot older than him. Connie agrees to help Steven the old-fashioned way through good old exercise, but Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl have other plans.
All right. Okay, Ricky, fill me in. What is the deal with Steven Universe?
Yeah. So some of the artists and one of the creative people from Adventure Time, they went off and created their own show, Steven Universe. And you got these 3 crystal gem ladies.
Okay.
And they're it's almost like Sailor Moon, where they like fight evil. And then Steven's got a gem, but he doesn't know what it does yet. So he's kind
Do we ever find out what it does?
Sometimes, yeah. Like he makes like a shield and stuff. So you figure that out.
Is it like a funny show, or is it?
Yeah, it's pretty much like Sailor Moon. meets Adventure Time. That's pretty much the best way to put it.
Sailor Moon meets Adventure Time.
It's really cool. I really enjoyed the show.
All right.
And yeah, I mean, and I like this idea of the zine format. It's gonna have like recipes and stuff. That's gonna be cool.
Will it be the same size as a comic book though? That's always the thing that gets me upset is when they do this, but then it's like a weird size. Because for us at the comic store, we need to be able to put these books on hold for people, and make them part of their pull list. And the magazine size doesn't fit into the standard comic boxes.
Well, it's hard to tell because here it looks like it is, but then here it doesn't look like it is.
All right. Well, Steven Universe, the jury's out still on your format and design. But Ricky seems to think it's cool. He likes Adventure Time and stuff like that. You should watch the show, man. The show is so good. Listen, man, over these last, 5 years or whatever, however long Adventure Time's been out, I've managed to watch one Adventure Time episode.
Nice. And wasn't it great?
It was pretty funny. But if I've only watched one Adventure Time episode, you can be sure that watching an episode of Steven Universe isn't going to be on my to-do list anytime soon.
All right, well...
But I will sell the comic into the ground. I'll sell the comic all day long. If Ricky says to me it's going to be a popular book, I'll order tons of them.
It'll be pretty popular.
All right, cool. Next up from Boom Studios, we have Hexed, issue number 1. Lucifer is the perfect mashup of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Lara Croft. There's Buffy, the Buffy reference again. Plus, Hexed was Pretty Deadly and Amazing Spider-Man superstar Emma Rios' introduction to the American comic scene back in 2008, and new series artist Dan Mora is poised to continue the trend with his lyrical, horrific, and wholly unique take on Lucifer. Lucy Jennifer Inacio das Neves, most people just call her Lucifer, is a supernatural thief for hire, stealing wondrous objects from the dark denizens of the netherworld for her mentor, mother figure, Val Brizendine. But when Lucifer accidentally unleashes a terrible evil from one of the paintings hanging in Val's art gallery, will any of the tricks up her sleeve be enough to stop it? Alright, so here's the deal with Hexed, Ricky, from what I understand.
Fill me in.
It was a comic series in 2008. I have no prior knowledge of Hexed, as I assume you don't either.
Yeah.
But yes, it was a series in 2008 created by writer Michael Allen Nelson, who you may know from the comic Dayman or 28 Days Later. He's written some substantial books over the last little while. And Emma Rios, who we now see on the art for Pretty Deadly, got her start in that book. So it looks like it was a pretty significant release. I haven't read it, you haven't read it, but here it is making its Boom debut. Now the writer says that you don't have to have any prior knowledge of the Hex series in order to jump on board this and read it right from issue 1, but should you feel the hankering to go back and reread it, which, reading the description of the series and looking at who was on the art, I do have the inclination to do that. There is a Hexed trade paperback available if you want to pick up that series. A lot of comics making the Buffy the Vampire Slayer reference this month.
That's how you gotta do it, man. That's how you sell books.
It's crazy, eh? How many of these books come out with the same kind of themes and ideas month after month.
Black Hunters Club's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No, but it's that whole collective unconscious thing, right? Where people come up with similar ideas and themes, all seemingly at the same time, and they all get released at the same time. It's creepy stuff.
Yeah, totally.
So Hex number 1, not much more else to say about it other than it looks awesome and pick it up.
The art looks amazing.
Yeah.
So. Alright, so finally we have the Marvel 75th Anniversary magazine. Marvel celebrates its Diamond Jubilee with a gem of a magazine spanning its entire 75-year history. From its origins in the Golden Age through the rise of the Marvel Age of comics and beyond. The House of Ideas has introduced a collection of characters unparalleled in pop culture. The Marvel 75th Anniversary magazine covers it all. Spider-Man, the Avengers, the Defenders, and more. And the creators who have chronicled their legendary adventures. With a collection of articles, interviews, and insight into each decade's highlights. And this book is going to be free. Crazy.
Okay, yeah, there's no new number 1 issues from Marvel in the month of August. They're wrapping up Original Sin with the final 2 issues of that. And you may ask, why was Marvel's Axis event on the cover of this month's previews? Well, it's just to build hype for it, really. And Marvel Axis looks like it's going to be Rick Remender writing it. This is Jim Chung art. And it looks like it's going to be an Axis of Evil type thing. Because you've got Carnage, Doctor Doom, Red Skull, Sabretooth, Loki, and Green Goblin all standing together. They're doing their thing. So, not sure when the release date on that is going to be. We haven't had anything definitive yet, but I'm thinking probably September, October time frame. But for now, the big news out of Marvel for August is this free 75th anniversary magazine, which is pretty cool of Marvel. It's 96 pages.
Yeah, crazy. Did you hear about the controversy with the book?
No, I didn't.
They're saying that on the cover there's no Fantastic Four or X-Men.
Oh, right. Yes, I did hear that.
They're like, they're trying to like.
They're distancing themselves from those characters, is the rumor, because they're not the movie versions of them are not owned by Marvel. And if you look on this book here, it would suppose to you that characters such as Iron Fist or Groot are more important right now in the Marvel Universe than people like Mr. Fantastic or,
although Sue Storm
Wolverine. Sue Storm is there? Oh, right.
Yes.
You got me. You got me. There was that joke that was like, oh, Sue Storm's there.
But yeah, like, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, that doesn't make any sense for Marvel to be like, screw these franchises. So, but I mean, they are missing. So you would think that at least Wolverine would be there. Yeah,
Wolverine. But Wolverine is going to be dead, I guess, at this.
Yeah, but this isn't about like this is about the past of Marvel, not about the future.
Or no, he's not dead yet when this comes out, because this comes out in August, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wolverine being dead is a little later.
Regardless.
Anyways, lots to be said about that. Some controversy about it as well. But pick it up; it's going to be free. There's also they're also offering what's called a keepsake version of this magazine, which will not be free. It'll be $10. So I don't know what will be special about that keepsake edition.
Maybe a little locket.
Maybe maybe some gold foil highlights. Maybe polybagged, die cut, something in Marvel's bag of tricks. So that'll be $10, or you can get the free version. So pick that up at your local comic shop in August. Alright everybody, that is it for this month's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please tune in next time when we take a look at Collectibles coming into stores starting in August 2014, featured in this edition of Previews. Take care everybody.